David, I'd like you to meet Jim Reston and Bob Zelnick, our two prospective cornermen.
Delighted to meet you. Come on in, make yourselves at home.
Bob's been Washington correspondent for Public Radio for the past 10 years, moving to ABC in the new year.
The general feeling, David, is that I have been wasting my matinee idol looks on the radio.
Jim here teaches at the University of North Carolina, and he's writing a book about the criminal dishonesty, corruption, paranoia and abuses of power of Richard Nixon. Second on the subject.
Fourth.
Well, delighted to have you both aboard.
Actually, before I sign on, I would like to hear what you were hoping to achieve with this interview.
What I want to achieve?
Yeah.
Jim, well, I've secured 12 taping days. That's close to 30 hours with the most compelling and controversial politician of our times. Isn't that enough?
Not for me. Look, I'd be giving up a year of my life. I'm leaving my family to work on a subject matter that means more than you can probably imagine, and the idea of doing all that without achieving what I want to personally would be unthinkable to me.
No? All right. No. Well, what is it that you want to achieve?
I'd like to give Richard Nixon the trial he never had.
Of course, we'll be asking difficult questions.
Difficult questions. The man lost 21,000 Americans and 1 million Indo-Chinese during his administration. He only escaped jail because of Ford's pardon.
Yes, but equally going after him in some knee-jerk way. You know, assuming he's a terrible guy. Wouldn't that only create more sympathy for him than anything else?
You know, right now I submit it's impossible to feel anything close to sympathy for Richard Nixon. He devalued the presidency, and he left the country that elected him in trauma. The American people need a conviction, pure and simple. The integrity of our political system, of democracy as an idea, entirely depends on it. And if in years to come people look back and say it was in this interview that Richard Nixon exonerated himself, that would be the worst crime of all. Did you know that Mike Wallace is doing a piece on this? And then in the bars around Capitol Hill and Georgetown, this entire project is a joke.
Oh, come on, Jim, come on.
Thanks for that, Jim. Could you give us a couple of minutes? Could you give us a couple of minutes?